everybody, back to Rime of the Frostmaiden. When last you folks were all had gathered here, you'd found yourself on the mysterious island of Solstice. You'd encountered the earthly avatar of a goddess, Real herself, where you had done mortal combat with two of her earthly avatars. However, not defeating the goddess entirely, you weakened her. You had learned through your contacts of a text that had been left here by the name of the Codicil of White that would be able to crack open the ragged glacier under which buried was an ancient city of Netheril called Yithrid that contained powerful magical artifacts that several members of the Arcane Brotherhood, one of which you had obtained this information from, were seeking the magical powers within. In fact, one of them traveling with you by the name of Valian Harpel you had encountered while exploring a spire of the ancient city that had been severed off, upon which you discovered Dazin's Simulacrum, another one of the Arcane Brotherhood members that had been left behind, his essentially clone of himself after he had been killed for murdering two people that knew the location of this secret. You had learned through your travels that perhaps there was magical artifacts here that could undo the wintry spell that has wrapped the entire world. Now, having weakened the goddess, the ability to reverse the never-ending winter seems more within your grasp than ever before. You entered the dungeons of the island of Solstice, finding there was a challenge to be encountered, or a challenge to be passed, after speaking with the awakened walrus Ukuma, who was playing around in the basement. And he told you that you would have to pass the Frostmaiden's tests to be able to get into the treasure chambers where they keep their sacred books and things. The tests being cruelty, endurance, isolation, and perspiration. He couldn't remember the last one. You all chose to enter the test of cruelty. You found yourself seemingly transported to a faraway place, a camp of barbarians that were starving, packed in a snowstorm, surrounded by ice, snow, and they saw you as emissaries of Real herself. They, being worshippers of the goddess, the chief of the tribe had decided a sacrifice needed to be made. Of the weak and infirm members of the tribe were to be sacrificed and then consumed as food to feed the starving members of the tribe. You, as emissaries of Real, were given the honor of performing this sacrifice, which you all did. Passing the test, you find yourself transported back into the icy abandoned frost giant fortress of Grim Scale, is what you learned the name of it was through giant text on the mysterious island, whose name is Solstice. That is where we find you all now, attempting to get into the treasure chambers of the goddess Ariel that would contain the Codicil of White, the dungeons of Grimscale. I will take you there right now. As soon as I find it. Ukuma the Walrus is there before you. As you return back through the icy portal from whence you came, back into this room that is strangely adorned with glyphs of carvings and pictures of winter scenes, with the door with the single snowflake set into it in the back. Kuma the Walrus is skating around in this room and looks over at all of you through the door that he can't fit through and says, "Hey, you guys are back. I hope you had a real good time." and I think everyone is quite shaken as you have been through. The door behind now open, and you find not a teleported room, but a empty chamber behind which you came out of. There are 3 other spires to the snowflake, each of which had similar doors, all of them with written above them different phrases. What do you all do? I'll look at Cadillac first. How does Cadillac feel after returning from this terrible, terrible place where he has been made to, or asked to perform said sacrifice, has been able to do so, and has been returned?
Well, I have something of a I was here to I was sent here to do a task, and I've sort of taken a, you know, um, needs must sort of orientation to what just happened. That being said, I'm not particularly happy about it, but I'm trying to put myself in a most positive frame of mind as possible, that this is towards the greater good, and all suffering will be put to an end in this frozen north if we can do this correctly. So I say that as I am sort of brushing off brain matter and all sorts of other stuff off of my tunic, because I really did not do a good job of putting the people out of their misery in a delicate fashion. I am curious, and I sort of walk down this hallway to Akuma.
Yep, the walrus is there. He's sliding around. Hello.
Akuma, have you and Shrubwad had fun out here?
Oh, yes.
Shrubwad's a hoot.
The,
So,
the little bush looks at you and he says, the little bush looks at you and he's motioning, and like, I don't know how a bush whispers, but he goes, off.
what was that, Mr. Shrubwad?
Let me off of
him! Okay, well, I go ahead and pack Shrubwad back up.
Thank the gods.
And I ask Akuma,
Oh, yes.
when Ariel comes through, does she use these rooms to get access to her areas?
Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Only
Okay.
the druids.
Only the druids. Do you like the druids?
They let me talk,
Well, that's good.
I guess.
I suppose then I will just begin sort of exploring here. And where's the next room?
There are 3 other doors similar to the door that you went through around the room. I can tell you there are signs over each of them that are written in, I guess they're written in common. Yeah, they're written in common. You're looking at that one right there. The door above that one, the lintel of the door is partially broken off, destroying some of the inscription carved into it. What's left reads Ervation. Ervation. And he looks up and he says, like I said, there's cruelty, there's endurance, there's isolation, and then perspiration.
So for the moment, I think I'm just going to investigate this broken lintel and this door.
Yeah, what's broken off of it, what's left in common reads Ervation.
Okay. And that's all I can really make out.
Yep, everything else is gone. Just reads Ervation.
All right. I guess Because if I remember correctly, this other area, there was a hallway before the
From
portal.
your study of language, the one thing you can be certain of is that it did not say perspiration.
So this other area, there was the hallway, and then there was the portal. So I'm going.
There are hallways at the north and the south immediately. Yeah, and you're right. There was a hallway and then portal.
Okay. I guess I will go ahead and sort of attempt to see if I can push this doorway open.
Yeah, as you do that, I think Valian entered the room back with you. What's everybody else doing? I'm going to give you all the chance to sort of move around and do things before Cadillac just starts opening doors on his lonesome. What
Sorry,
about
will follow.
yeah? What about you, Leonard and Yatara? Arcus?
Along.
Leonard will follow. Leonard still feels a little shaken up from the trial of cruelty and sort of feels responsibility as the one who suggested that we do it first to get it out of the way. Not feeling great going into the next one.
It's out of the way. It's definitely out of the way. Good job. Yeah. Cadillac, you're able to open that door. I'll open it for you. It opens without too much difficulty. You have to chip some of the ice off of it and stuff. But with a bit of like knocking, and you have the ability, some of you have the ability to like burn things, so Leonard can easily light them up so that you can get the door open. When you do, you see another room much like the first. It's oddly shaped, and there are elaborate panoramas of winter's scenes in it. And set into the back wall is a door inscribed with a large snowflake. And the snowflake is the one that has the door, is the one that has the broken lintel that says Herbation on it. That's
And there are
back
no
here.
and there are no remnants of the broken lintel to sort of piece together what it originally said fully.
You don't immediately see any.
Okay.
Glancing around. If you want to search the room, I'll let you.
Yeah, I think I will. Because I would assume that the broken pieces of the lintel probably are still around here somewhere.
Yeah, roll investigation.
Okay.
You dig around and kick around, but you don't find anything obvious in there.
Fair enough. I think I'm just going to sort of poke around in here and wait for my comrades.
Okay. Is everybody going in there? Billion enters. She doesn't have any real insight into what this trial could be. She does question, should we be doing the trial that we don't know what it is next? She says, knowing cruelty did give us some insight into how to pass.
My vote would be doing it sooner rather than later while we haven't been ground down. Maybe best. At least not ground down physically.
So this is perspiration?
It's Herbation.
Well, yeah, but
Yes. It'd be the one that he had referred to as perspiration.
perspiration. All right.
Okay. Are you opening that door?
I suppose trial of preservation.
Okay, give me just one moment. Let me just do a seckie poo to do something.
Oh, I'm not doing stuff. I feel bad. I forgot. No, I'm not opening the door. I'm standing back and ensuring that someone else is making that decision.
Leonard stands back and does not open the door of Herbation.
Leonard is feeling some type of way about not just murdering innocents, but leading Cadillac to murder innocents.
Well, Zarya, you would have been there last time. You were present for this. What is Zarya going through?
I think Zarya is still just repeating that it's an illusion, as she was told that it was via Leonard.
Yeah.
So she's just like muttering to herself that it's an illusion. It's an illusion. And she would probably walk towards the door, preparing to open it.
Zarya, open the door. You see Leonard at the door, and you see Leonard hesitate, as if some sort of fear of what happened last time has captivated him, and he withdraws his robotic hand as if to not open it, as if something has taken hold of him. Does Zarya...
I think I'm just repeating it's an illusion, and I'll like try to reassure him it's an illusion, just as he did for me.
Okay, we'll do so. What about...
all right.
Harkins is just going to open the door because it's been about 20 minutes and he doesn't have any new pelts.
All right, Harkis, you open the door, and as you all step inside, you find okay. 1 second. Let me turn the page here. All right, your surroundings vanish in a flurry of ice and snow. Your vision begins to slowly clear, and you find yourselves not where you were. You find yourselves transported back to a very similar camp, one like you were at before. It's a barbarian camp, much like the one that you were just at. In fact, you're not certain if it's exactly the same, but the barbarians, as you look, appear to be adorned slightly differently. But that's not the thing that strikes you the most. What strikes you the most is the stench of death. All the fires in the camp are out everywhere. And you find yourself at the edge of it under clear skies. And the only sound you hear is the flapping of tents as the wind hits them. You look around, you see barbarians, but all you see are corpses. It becomes clear that a massacre took place here. You hear the squawking of buzzards coming from the middle of the camp, and see a half dozen vultures picking at a couple of bodies outside of one of the larger tents. What do you all do?
Do we have our magic items on us or no?
You do not. Find that yet again, all of your magical items have not come along with you. You had them back when you were back in where you were. Now
This
they're
is
gone.
why my laser pistol's not a magic weapon.
It's not. You do have a laser pistol.
I'm going to draw my laser pistol and shoot at one of the vultures.
Okay. Go
Because
ahead.
that's the closest thing to a pelt that I see.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. It's not magic, it's mechanical. Yeah, 19 hits the vulture. Roll damage. Alright, you hit the vulture for 7 hit points. And it squawks. And a couple of them take flight. And they come circling down at you, swooping down at all of you. Everybody roll initiative. As these giant vultures, as you look at them, they're like the size of like horses. Just roll these vulture initiatives real quick. Okay. A couple of them, about 4 of them, are still up in air. 2 of them that were feasting on the bodies have swooped down and are making at Harkus, who shot a laser blast at him. Mark off one of the laser blasts that you have left and the battery charge of that thing. And Leonard, you're up first as these vultures come swooping at you all.
Okay, and we don't know if the laser blasts recharge when we get out of this place, right?
They've never recharged since you've had them.
But we haven't been in illusory terrain.
Exactly, and you haven't fired them a lot, so you don't really know.
I don't know if this is a dream, or I guess I don't want to overuse my lasers. But my other question is, this person who appears to be not dead.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, okay.
I missed one. He's dead.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to know if I was supposed to be protecting somebody.
Well, you'll find that out in a minute.
All right, fair. Oh, I am going to, I guess, take aim at the closest one with a firebolt.
Okay. Misses.
Yeah.
Oh no, 11. That does hit.
Oh.
Never mind. You hit it. AC of 10. Real bad.
9 fire damage.
Yeah. Zarya, you're up.
So, that attack, how bad does this thing look? Does it look...
Yeah, after that firebolt and a laser blast, this vulture that was kind of swooping at you, it looks like it got hit pretty bad.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking about it's a bird. It's a big bird, but it's a bird.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is it low enough to the ground that I could melee attack it, or do I need to do something?
Yeah, you could melee attack it. It's low enough. It's swooping down.
All right. I will just grab my axe, yell, "It's an illusion," and swing at the bird.
16 hits.
Okay.
6 damage kills the bird. You chop its head off in a single swing with your axe, and the bird's blood just covers you.
That is the end of my turn.
Splashed with the blood of the bird. Yatara.
Seeing how effective the other firebolt was, I'm going to hit the other one with the firebolt.
Okay. Hits. It's it pretty good. Harkus, your pelt awaits.
All right. I'm going to look at Zarya and say, it may be an illusion, but the pelt is real. And then I'm going to run over toward this one and swing at it with my quarterstaff.
Okay. Hits.
Come on.
It's still there.
All right, I'm going to swing again.
Okay. Hits. Okay, you just Office Space beat that bird to death. It just whack, 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 like the copy machine in Office Space, until you bring it down. Whoops, didn't mean to go through that again. But yeah, the bird is dead. Its bird corpse is lying there. As you're all there, Harkus, you and Zarya hear a sound.
Can I tell where that's coming from?
Sounds
like a child. Is it a child?
It does sound like a child that is crying to you.
Okay.
And Harkus, with the 21 perception, you could tell that it is coming from this tent over here.
Okay. And let's see.
You running over there? You're not in initiative anymore.
Yep.
Initiative's out. As you run over there and open the door, you see a small child who is huddled up in that tent and is sobbing his eyes out. He is a barbarian child, and he is just hysterical.
I guess I'll try and speak to him, see if he understands common.
Yeah, the remaining vultures are circling above, now up in the air.
Ask him what's wrong.
You ask him what's wrong, and he just
who did this? Who?
He just seems to be like beyond hysteria. Like he's in shock. He just, as you sort of talk to him, he just shakes his head and just he shakes his head. He understands you. It's clear that he understands common. It's not like he doesn't understand, but he just sort of whimpers and sobs.
So you say child? Is this like 5-year-old child, a 12-year-old child?
He is. Let's see if it says exactly how old he is. Hang on. 9. It does give an age. He is 9 years old.
Okay.
Harkus, do you mind if I try something?
No, go right ahead. I was about to ask you if you had anything you could give him to he could drink to perhaps calm him down.
I close my eyes and I put my hand in front of him and I say, "In the name of Sylvanus, be calm." And I use that by casting command.
Oh, man.
I don't know if it'll work that way, but that's what I'm going to try.
Okay.
And I'm doing that as a first level spell slot.
Yeah.
And that's a wisdom saving throw of 12.
Okay. As you do that, he looks up at you and stops sniffling a bit. And he says, You're not with the bad ones. You're not with the wolves. And he sort of takes a big deep breath and calms down.
I can tell you we are certainly not with the wolves.
He says, the wolf tribe, they came and they killed all of my family, all of my people. And they killed my father, the chief. My name's Erix Voktoth. Who are you? Why are you here? If you're not with the wolves.
We are Toot's crew, and we are moving through, you might say, on a quest to make things better. I
What is
don't
everybody-
know. I don't know that we'll stay long.
What is everyone else doing now? Now that you see Harkus and Cadillac have gone into this tent after they heard this sound. I want to know now what Valian is going to join you. She runs into the tent to see what's happening and sees the boy there that you're talking to. What is Leonard, and I think Ordella would too. What does Leonard and what did Leonard and Yatara do? And Zarya.
I'm warming myself in front of the fire in front of that tent.
Okay. The fire is out. As we said at the beginning, all the fires are out, despite the picture here. And the only thing you heard was flapping tents and the stench of dead bodies.
I'm pretending to warm myself in front of the...
Warming yourself on the ashes of the fire. Got it. Or you could cast some spell to ignite a fire. You're a wizard, after all. What about Leonard and Zarya? I just want to know where you're placed before other things happen.
I think I would be interested in the bodies that are over here, because if this is an illusion and this is where, like, the same village, those are the people that we would have killed. So I kind of want to just look to see how they died. I want to see if it mirrors what I thought or not.
They are definitely not. Well, roll me investigation. They're definitely not the same people. These are young, a mixture of all ages, and they are dead of what looks like battle wounds. Most of them stabbed and cut with, like sharp implements. A couple of them have been scalped.
Okay.
It's definitely not the same ones that you did in the test of cruelty.
Okay.
So you're doing that. What about you, Leonard?
So Leonard is thinking, like, I'm trying to figure out the catch. Like, I'm trying to figure out the trial of cruelty just has me off. I would generally forge ahead and protect this kid with no problems, but I worry, like, what if this is the trial of preservation and we're preserving the next warlord that's gonna rule on a throne of skulls or something? I don't know. I'm shook. I guess.
Where would Leonard be?
Like, I'll wander up, and I'm gonna ask the kid his name.
Okay.
Hey, what's your name? What's your name?
He says, Erix. And Aerix. Erix.
Aerix. Do I know, like, does that ring a bell? Do I know that from history? Like, is there a tome of the rise of the Mad King Erix or something? Like,
roll me history.
History. $11.
You don't know. You've never heard of this name before.
Oh,
this is not some, like,
that's fine.
wow history.
All right. In that case, I'm just gonna protect him.
You hear, as you're all standing around there, all of a sudden, a terrible howling. But it's not a monster howl. It is like a Peter Pan man let out a howl. It is a ow, ow, ow. It is like a man making a wolf's howl. And then you all see it. There is a man is adorned in all sorts of like warrior's gear. And he is a big looking dude. He's out here. In fact, I'm going to make him a little bit larger, not for like the functional size, but just that he stands out amongst the dead bodies. He doesn't have a picture for himself here, unfortunately, but he is wearing what looks like a wolf's pelt over his head, with a wolf head on top of his head. He is carrying two very large weapons, and he is running now from tent to tent. And he runs up to this outside tent here, and he hacks it with his blades bilaterally. He just whacks at it and brings the entire tent down, and screams out, "Boy! I am coming for you, boy! I will cut you down like the others!" And then he starts hooping, and starts running to the other tent. Seemingly moving from tent to tent to tent. Erix looks at all of you, and he says, "I saw. It's the chief of the wolves. He's come to kill me like the rest. You must hide. He'll kill you all." What do you do?
When at some point, if he pops his head out, and I have a clear enough shot, I'm going to say I cast Fireball and shoot my laser pistol at him.
Okay. So you're sticking your head out of the tent, and he's over here.
I mean, I'm standing outside the tent.
Yeah, he's over here at this tent right over here. So you have eye shot of him.
Okay.
He takes his two blades and just brings them together and crashes down that tent.
Okay.
And lets out a whoo whoo whoo. I really need a icon for him. Yeah, so you have clear shot of him if you're doing that. You scream, I cast Fireball, and yeah, Harkus. 17 hits. He's not wearing a ton of armor. He's wearing a wolf belt. Does 13 damage. He looks over at all of you. He rolls initiative. And he says, "Ah! There you are, boy. I see you've come not alone. Time to die, boy." And it's his turn first in initiative. He's gonna run your way.
That won't be good.
I can't, I don't think I can abide by his, like, logo here, so. I'm gonna have to have a, thing for him. Let me pull this guy up real quick. I got a better picture. This is gonna bother the hell out of me. Actually, I can't do that. It's too much work. He's gonna charge towards you. He's got 40 feet of movement. Damn it. He's gonna move 80. And he's gonna run around you, Leonard and Yatara, and make his way over to this tent over here. And then he's going to take the dodge action. And that's his turn. Up next is Zarya.
All right. Have we determined whether or not magic is something that we can do in these areas, or I don't really think we did anything last time.
We can
We haven't
magic.
tried.
You've cast a couple of spells. You don't have any magic items.
Yeah. Okay.
I did give you your laser pistols.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna run forward with my great axe and attack with that.
Okay.
You said dodge action, so with disadvantage?
Mm-hmm. With disadvantage. 21 hits.
Okay.
You take a good slice out of him.
I think that's probably all I'm doing this time.
Leonard, you're up.
Okay. Leonard is going to take aim at Izar Kronenstrom's with he's wearing wolf pelts, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll shrink him back down to human size just to make the sizing work. He's man-sized.
Okay. I'm going to cast on his axe or his blade, like one of them.
Okay.
Metal.
Okay. There's a couple of they look like sickles or something.
Okay. So he's going to take 2d8 fire damage when I cast the spell.
Okay. So 5. Got it.
And then must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or drop the object.
Okay. Roll perception, Leonard.
Hang on, perception. 18.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be interested in you at all. His eyes are clearly focused inside that tent.
Okay. Does he drop the sword?
Not yet. Not his turn.
Oh no, he's got to. What does he got to do?
He would do this on his turn.
No. If the creature is holding or wearing the object and takes damage from it.
Oh, he has to make the con save.
Succeed
On
on
the
a con save or drop it.
Okay. 15.
I think that meets. If I could find my spell save DC. Yep, that meets. So, the other part about heat metal is if it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn.
Okay. Very good.
Which is arguably the better outcome.
That is the better outcome. Yatara. But I don't know that it's going to make a huge difference in this case because he has 2 of them.
Get someone
Well,
to
so as written, it says it does not say attack rolls and ability checks with that weapon.
Really?
Because the way I interpreted it was that having the hot metal object throws you off enough, because it would do the same thing if it was armor. So if I had heat metaled his armor.
So if he drops it, though, he doesn't get disadvantage.
Correct.
Yeah, he's probably going to drop it on his turn.
That's fair.
But Tara is up.
Yeah. So how does he look right now? Right, from these couple of licks that he's taken, does he still look?
He looks like he has a purpose, and that is to murder a 9-year-old.
All right, I'm going to go into the tent.
Okay. You run into the tent.
Next to the boy.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to cast invisibility on the boy and myself.
Okay. Interesting.
We're going to hide.
Harcus.
Well, Yatara just stole my thunder. I wasn't going to cast invisibility, but okay. I guess I'm going to take the opportunity to just wail on him a little bit.
Hits. Or he's taking dodge, so you have disadvantage, so roll that again.
But doesn't the disadvantage from Kenny's thing negate the disadvantage from mine?
No, because that's on his attacks.
And ability checks.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
Still hit 9 damage. You waylay him. Hits again.
And then I'm going to jump on him and flurry of blows him.
Okay. Hits. Punched him in the face. Give me the second roll for that one.
18. It was 15 and 18.
Okay, then yeah, 8 damage.
So 19, 30, 39 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still looking pretty good. Cadillac.
Without missing a beat, I just stomp right up to his doorstep and hit him a couple of good licks with Dust Crusher.
Disadvantage, please. 14 hits. So
Okay.
that does 17 damage.
And I'm going to do that with Divine Smite. And let me
Ooh.
go ahead and tick off a spell slot for that. And so that'll get me, if I remember, I think it's 2d8. Yes.
Okay.
And I am going to then do my second attack.
Okay.
And let me see if I can. All right, there we go.
11 is a miss. It's his turn. And he's going to push past all of you in melee with him. Which that is you, Harcus, you, Zarya, and you, Cadillac. All three of you can take melee opportunity attacks.
Is this still a disadvantage?
No.
Okay.
No. Harcus hits for 10. Zarya hits for 11, and you hit for 17. He's still alive. He enters the tent. And you're invisible, right? Where are you hiding, Yatara?
So, seeing opportunity, I mean, if there was something in the tent that we could be behind, especially if it's
It's like a bedroll tent.
bedroll tent.
Yeah, there's like it's like a tent, like somebody would have stayed in it, you know.
So probably just in a far corner.
Okay.
Or in the tent.
All right.
Because I would plan on sneaking out with the boy along the walls of the tent next turn.
Gotcha. He's going to try to perceive you. He's looking around to see if he can see any snow that's moving at your feet or hear your breathing or anything he knows. And he says, I know you're in here, boy. Ha! Critical fail in his perception. It's time to die. And he flaps back open the tent, and Harkus is there. He had dropped that sword, by the way. He slashes at Harkus, though, with his other big sword 3 times. And we've got a 20, a 21, and a 20 to hit. Yeah. Okay.
Just before we get to the damage, was there by chance a long rest that I missed?
No.
This doesn't bode well for Harkus.
Okay.
Harkus did not pay attention to how he looked before he started shooting at the big people.
So Harkus, your damage is, for the first hit is 14.
Okay, well, I'm laying on the ground.
For the second hit is 20.
Okay.
For the third hit is 15.
Okay.
So that's a total of...
I'm below 0 is all you do.
That's a total of 49 damage.
Okay.
With his big honking sword. So what you all see is him say, time to die, boy. Sniff around and be unable to find you. Turn and then take the biggest badass in your guys' group with his one big sword and just go swing, 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 and just see Harkus fall over dead.
And as he swings the first time, I'm going to say, I should have taken a long rest.
Zarya, you're up now. I don't know how you're feeling about all of it now, Zarya.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at Harkus and shake my head, and then I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on this guy. Or Wisdom saving throw from him.
Okay. 19.
19 passes. I don't think this does anything if it passes.
No. Told the Dead does nothing.
Okay, well, bonus action, Healing Word, Harkus. You gain 6 hit points.
He looks over you and says, come back for more, eh? And I think he pushed past Harkus after he'd killed you on his movement. It's probably what he would have done. Like, he would have kept moving out into the circle. He wouldn't have just stayed in that tent. And probably moved over to, like, the next tent, like, sniffing around, looking for the boy.
Yeah. I think I would probably chase him in that case. So I'm going to run up to him.
Okay. Leonard, you're up.
All right. I, too, wish I had taken a long rest. Oh, hang on. Is this? Ooh. This is so good.
Let me have it.
Good. I don't know.
Let me have it. Give it to me.
I'm thinking. All right. Leonard, I'm going to do it.
Do it.
Leonard is going to run over to Harkus. Oh. Which one of these X's is Harkus? Oh, okay. Yeah. Leonard is going to Harkus and stand like.
I have an X now. I got 6 hit points.
Argus is awake now. He just got Argus just got healing word.
Yeah, but I can still cast a spell on the bad guy and then cast Sanctuary on Harkus.
Yes, you can. What spell you cast?
I can use a full spell and a bonus action spell in the same round.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then I'm going to cast Catapult.
Okay.
And Sanctuary on Harkus.
Okay.
So, DC 15 save on the part of Mr. Isengard.
Isar Cronenstraw. He's got to make a wisdom save. Got it. 19.
Oh, well, he's supposed to make a dex save for the catapult, but
Dex save.
he rolled low enough.
He rolls an 8 for the dex save.
He takes 12 bludgeoning damage from a shard of tent.
Ow.
Or, hang on. Let me see what I can pick up with catapult. Okay, his blades weigh more than 1 to 5 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I would love to just catapult the searing hot blade into him.
Oh, no, actually, no. It probably is less than 5 pounds. Yeah, you can
If
do
it's
that.
less than 5 pounds, I'm going to catapult it into him.
Okay. Okay. So he takes the 12 bludgeoning damage. All right. I also want you to roll me a d4. Okay. So add 3 to that, so 6. And now I want you to roll me 2d12, please.
All right. That's 8.
Okay. 8. All right. And what was the damage for the heat metal?
Oh, the heat metal is 2d6.
Okay, roll that.
2d8. Hang on, let me pull it up. 2d8.
Okay, add that in.
All right.
Okay. So we've got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. If I'm adding that up right. Okay. Describe to me how you catapult a molten sword lying on the ground into the man's back as he's searching through the tent, because this drops him.
Well, so as I'm disappointed that he dropped it. I was hoping he'd hang on to it and just carry it around. So I just pick it up from the ground out of frustration with my little artificer gravity wand powers, and I just fling it at him, and it nails him in the back. You see it poke through his chest, and he's just staring down at the hot metal blade as he's holding its twin in his left hand. Yeah. And he just drops to his knees and falls forward, and you hear it sizzle into the snow.
Yeah. Just sizzle pop.
Just sizzle pop.
And then he falls over. And the boy, Eric's, looks over at you all, and he says, "Gods be praised. Thank you." And as he says that, all of a sudden, things get white again, and you disappear, and you find yourselves thrown back into the dungeons of Grimscale, where you were before. And as you do, you hear a voice. It's horrific, like woman's voice, and it says, "Every flake of snow is unique, and that which is unique must be preserved. A fast test of preservation." The door opens. Snowflake door that you were standing in front of that you just opened opens before you, and you find an empty room. As you learn, it was not perspiration, but preservation. You've learned that you have passed the test of preservation.
Preservation. That one wasn't so bad.
In the background, you hear the walrus sort of sliding around, having fun. And find yourself back in the dungeons of Grimscale. That one was distinctly less bad.
Okay.
Could have been bad if you hadn't stopped that dude from murdering that child.
Yeah, I guess I struggle to understand. Like,
You struggle to understand the will of the god. What does she
are.
want? Yeah,
Like,
exactly. That's the point.
So I get cruelty, like I get, but
Preservation. She
But
seeks to
maybe the-
preserve.
maybe the cruelty was to survive. Like, maybe the cruelty was the only way to survive. I don't know.
Was.
Maybe like if we hadn't done that and they hadn't eaten the people, like everybody would have died and we would have caused more. I don't know.
She's not good. She's an evil goddess.
So I sort of hear my friend Leonard sort of murmuring to himself about this, and I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, my friend, Ariel's intent, be it fair or foul, is immaterial. We only have to look around to see what has happened because of it, and the pain and the suffering that is happening because of her will. So we are doing the right thing here. You're doing the right thing. And I sort of pat him on the shoulder.
Leonard appreciates it because Leonard's having a real crisis of conscience right now.
2 other rooms before you, both of which you're able to open and see the snowflaked door easily. These have markings that are easier to understand. One says endurance, and the other one says isolation. And while you're talking, give me just a moment to reset things.
Oh,
Given the fact that I have 6 hit points, I'm not thinking endurance is probably the place I need to go.
I was going to ask, is it possible to take a rest in here?
Anything is possible.
I'm actually just I don't know what everybody else looks like. I'll guess I'll wait and see, or at least a short rest.
You feel fairly confident that you could take a short rest.
Are
Do
really?
you ask? I mean, you do have the walrus guy you could ask.
Ideally, I need a long rest.
I guess it just depends on what you want to ask the walrus. As he's sort of flopping around. Hello, welcome back. I'm glad to see you. Did you have fun? It looks like you did another one. Halfway there. Yay!
We're really very tired.
Oh yes.
And
I'm sure it is exhausting.
a little worse for the wear. So
Yes, indeed.
if we popped over into one of these rooms, would you mind perhaps a couple of things? One, keeping our presence quiet, and 2, maybe letting us know if someone were to come into the area.
Oh, I am definitely supposed to guard this place. So,
could you maybe guard us for a little while?
I am confused. Guard you from who?
That's exactly my point. I don't know, but whomever might come in here.
I mean, the only people that come in here are all of the druids.
Well, perhaps you could just pretend that we're not here if they come in.
But the druids are the one that made me guard.
Do the druids... You said that the druids go through these doors too, right, Walrus friend?
I mean, they have before, but not recently.
Do they get tired? Did they get tired too?
I do not know.
Well, did they take rests in between going through all the doors? Do you remember?
I definitely do not know.
Oh, so there's no place they would have gone to rest or a kitchen to grab a snack in between going through all these doors.
Is anybody else on Zoom right now and looking at the Zoom windows? Is everyone else looking at John Hawkins?
Yes.
Is he moving? Is his Zoom window moving for anyone else? Or does he look like he just smoked a real big doobie? Because to my eyes, it appears to be that you were smoking that cat.
Let me see if I can do something about that.
It looks like you did do something about that.
You appear to be very, very high. Nope. This is the same picture. Okay. He says, well, the druids, they usually just come and go and they do their magical rituals. And, you know, they worship at the Real's chambers.
Interesting.
They don't usually have to go through all of the tests, though I guess they've passed them before.
So
I would watch you, though. And if anybody comes into these chambers, I'll just shout, hey, 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 hey. Don't go in there because those people are in there.
no. If anybody comes in here, I want you to distract them and not give any indication that we are here.
Definitely.
I want you to pretend like everything.
I will say, look everywhere but here, because this is where they do not want you to
just slide across the floor, be absolutely normal.
I can do that. Be normal, yes.
Shrubwad has extra berries for you if you can do this.
I can definitely not tell anybody about you being here because I am normal. Oh, you're back.
I have returned.
I can do that, yes. Are you going to be sleeping for a long time or a little time?
I think some of my friends could use a longer rest.
Yeah,
than
for
just
sure.
a nap.
Oh my, I hope you do not freeze to death. How did you get here anyways, by the way? I hope that your boat is not going to sink.
Lots of pelts.
He just seems confused by this. One thing you do notice, Harkus, is that you still have the bird pelts from the vultures.
Hell yes.
And Zarya, you're still covered in bird blood.
It's an illusion.
He says, I will keep the watch for all of you. And if anybody comes, I will just act normal. And I will tell...
Oh, go ahead.
No. You first.
Oh, I was just going to say, while you are speaking, Walrus friend, I'm just going to walk around the rest of the room and explore a little bit.
Yep, it's a big old empty chamber covered with ice. It's pretty slick to walk on. The walrus likes to slide on it. You've gone through a couple of empty doors. There are 2 more of them. There are also doors to the north and to the south.
I'm curious to try to find anything that could help in our accommodations picture, like furniture to break up for firewood, or just like anything that's in this area.
Boy, howdy, you don't see nothing like that. As you sort of go up to the north, that passageway leads to an anvil-shaped room, and there's a door there, and flanking the door are 2 bas-reliefs of 2 giant frost giants. They're holding great axes, and runes are carved into the door's surface.
And the reliefs are in the doors?
Yes, they're like, they're beside the doors, and then there's runes carved into the door.
Okay, so the reliefs, they're made of stone?
Yes,
wood?
or ice. It's either stone or ice.
Cannot burn either one of those.
Good things happened when you burned the last statues.
And I want to say I was I was responsible for that too.
You were.
So does Cadillac remember what was immediately up at the top of this staircase?
Yeah. There was a throne room that had the living icicles that fell down on your head there.
Okay, that's no. Well, I do dimly remember that there was like there was rubble though.
Or actually, no, you're right. Right above you, up that staircase, where there's mist flowing down it, was the little room that had the ice mephits that were looking at you, and there was some rubble around there.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about taking a little bit of time to bring some of that rubble down here, some like timber. And try to build a little bit of a fire in one of these side areas.
You're able to do that. Why don't you roll me survival? Let's see how good of a fire you're able to build out of this frozen.
Does it help that I have a tinderbox?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It means that it's possible.
Okay.
And, if you told me what your plan was to rub 2 frozen sticks together to make fire, I would tell you that congratulations, you have not succeeded.
Okay. Well,
10.
16.
16. Okay. Yeah, you're able to get a little fire going. Little campfire. You want me to put your campfire on there?
Yeah, wherever we're going to try to do the long rest.
You said you brought it down in here, so I was assuming that you.
Yeah. So I'm guessing Harka said we were going to go into this room. I think. Harkus, is this where you were thinking?
Yeah, that was my thought, just as a way to sort of control in and out.
Okay. So I'm thinking that between a little bit of a fire here and Leonard's heater gizmo, maybe we'll be able to have a long rest without freezing to death. While Laura's friend keeps us safe from bad dreams.
Okay. And I'll throw some pelts out on the floor so that we're not laying on ice.
Yeah, you've got a lot of pelts.
We've turned this into a sauna.
Let's see here. You've got a camp. You have a little campfire you're able to get going here.
I mean, technically, we've got a portable fortress.
I thought about that.
You're in a fortress.
Do we get to decide the size of the portable fortress?
No.
No.
It's no.
And Ordella wouldn't mind.
She would want
this a really big room.
She would want it this way.
This is how she would want to have her fortress go out. Oh yeah, you're able to get a little fire going here. In fact, I'm going to make you a little campfire. Nice and cozy. Look at that. Make this drawing. It's drawing, huh? Look at you, kind, generous, benevolent DM. I built you a campfire.
All right. I vote in light of these luxurious surroundings. I vote for a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Should we try to cook the egg and eat a little bit while we're here?
I've already named it Janice. But Janice, we were going to hatch Janice, and Janice was going to be our pet baby dragon.
I like that. I like pet dragons.
But I guess if you want to eat Janice, I won't stand in your way.
Arcus has already gone to sleep.
Arcus is lying on a belt, just
Arcus has taken his 6 hit points and gone to La La Land.
well. Harkus clearly is not taking a watch.
Well, as he passed out, he said, "I'll take the last watch," and fell asleep.
You know, Harkus has taken a real beating. So if Harkus doesn't want to take a watch, I think I wouldn't be upset by that because
I'll take first watch.
He's had a rough go.
Bellion puts her head against the wall and sort of drifts off.
I can take a watch.
Okay. First watch, Yutara. You just see Ukuma the walrus just sort of sliding around playing. After several hours, he settles down and just sort of flops over, lies down. And then after about 3 hours of your watch, Yutara, you hear walrus snoring.
Well, I hear him snoring. I'm actually gonna cast Mage Hand, and I'm gonna poke him from far away to see if I can wake him back up.
Yeah, you do. He wakes up. As you poke him, he gets up and goes, What? Oh. Who did that? What was that? That wasn't nice. I'm gonna find you. And he just sort of starts searching around the room. Must have been rats. I don't like rats. And your watch ends while Ukuma is still searching around the room. Who is number 2?
I'll take number 2.
Okay, number 2. Yutara, what do? You go to sleep?
If there is nobody else, I'll take another watch just in case.
It's up to you.
You
will not get the benefits of a long rest, though.
No, actually, I'm okay. So,
are you an elf?
Half elf.
Oh, so you don't need to sleep the full 8. Interesting. Yeah. All right. So Cadillac, you're up. After about an hour of your watch, Ukuma, who's gone around the room for about an hour sniffing and trying to figure out what poked him, finally settles down, and after about an hour, you hear walrus snoring.
So, right as I'm getting on my shift, I sort of leaning over to Yutara's, getting ready for slumbers, and I say, well, what's gotten into Utumba?
Ukuma. Ukuma.
What's gotten into Ukuma? Ukuma seems very flustered. All right. So I do not detect anything?
Not so far.
Okay.
Your watch passes. Who's got number 3? Yutara again?
I'll take 3.
Okay. Leonard then. Yutara, you're able to rest longer. Leonard, you wake up. Ukuma is over there just snurring in the corner. And Leonard, roll me perception, please.
All right. Perception.
Okay. Everything appears to be normal.
All right. I will pass that along in checkout.
Everything's groovy and great.
Everything's groovy and great.
You detect absolutely nothing. You're certain that you're alone here.
Certain that we're alone here. I detect absolutely nothing.
Your watch ends, Leonard. Marcus, you're woken for the 4th and final watch.
Okay.
Ukuma is snoring in the corner. The fire that was lit has Cadillac's fire was sort of died down. You're not sure who's snoring louder, Cadillac or the walrus. And Harkus, roll me perception.
Uh-oh.
Harkus, everything is still and quiet. You detect absolutely nothing.
Just gonna stretch. Go. Oh, thank God I needed that rest.
You're certain that you're alone here. And 8 hours have passed. You're not sure if it's morning, night, or what, but everybody has had a long rest. You can all take the benefits of a long rest. You all wake up, the fire is out, and things are still in quiet.
I think I would like to be a little cautious as we exit our room, knowing that I had such difficulty sort of relaying to our tusked friend exactly what it was I wanted him to do.
He's over there snoring in the corner.
Okay. So just going to kind of see if I can peek out into the room and see anything.
Roll me perception.
Okay. Well, that's not really any better.
What you see is a snoring walrus.
Okay. Well, I'm going to, I guess if everybody's awake, I'm going to sort of walk out.
Okay. It's cold. Feels colder than before you rested. It's chilled to your bone almost. But you don't see anything obvious here. There's still sort of a mist that's rising off of the ice that covers this floor. It's hard to walk across. You see the door to the north with the bas-relief of the two frost giants and the door with the dwarvish runes on it. And then you see the door to the south that I think you were told was the direction towards the vault chambers.
Where's the place we have not gone to yet?
The two other doors that you've not opened are here and here.
Okay. Then I'm going to sort of look to the others and sort of go to the next.
Valian's following your lead. Ukuma's just snoring in the little alcove over here.
Okay. I'm going to walk over toward this door. Do I remember which door this one is?
You can certainly open it and see what the carving on the inside of it is.
Okay, let me do that.
You open the door. Again, leads into an anvil-shaped room that has winter scenes carved into it. On the inside of this room, you see a scripture that's carved above the door with a snowflake on it that says endurance.
Okay. All right, we are rested. Recognizing that it's cold, I'm going to, before we disperse through this door, I'm going to hand everyone a pelt so that everyone has at least, assuming that this is some kind of additionally cold place, at least make sure that everybody has a pelt. And they should all still have the coats that I made out of the, didn't we make them coats out of a Yeti pelt or something earlier?
Yeah, you're all fitted with winter gear.
Okay. So I was going to go over to the door and sort of look back and wait for everybody else to catch up.
Valian follows you.
Yeah, Leonard's following, feeling a little bolder since the last one didn't end terribly.
I'm here too. Raring to go.
Okay.
Sorry, is following.
And I assume Yatara.
Yeah, I'm
Through
coming
the
too.
door we go, then.
All right. You open the door, and Similarly, your surroundings vanish in a flurry of snow and ice. When your vision clears, you're standing in a different place. It's familiar, though, but different. It is another barbarian camp, much like the one that you've been at before. There's not vultures here. You're standing in the middle of the camp this time. But what you notice is that there's a terrible storm that is blowing all around you. As you arrive, the nomads there are working feverishly to tear down the tents and pack them onto dog sleds. A couple of them spot you all. They brandish their weapons at you. A tall figure standing amongst them looks at you, and you all have snowflakes hovering above your heads as you have every other time. And he says, looks at you all and he says, "We shall not lie down and die for your pleasure, emissaries of Ariel. Be gone, vultures." What do you do?
Leonard's gonna say, "No, we just killed the vulture."
Well,
At the other camp.
I don't know who you are, but you bear the mark of Ariel. Either help tear down these tents or get out.
Start tearing down a
Bear
tent.
the mark of a real.
You have had floating above your head, a like semi-translucent snowflake every time you've gone through one of these portals.
So that they can see that.
Yes,
Oh,
you can too, and so can they.
oh.
And he says, that's why they told you were the ones destined to do the sacrifice, because you were emissaries of the goddess.
Well,
Although we may bear the mark of Ariel, our business is our own.
Well, he looks at you all and he says, well, either help or leave.
How can we be of assistance?
Start helping take down tents. We won't stay here to die in this storm.
I do not blame you. Happy to help.
Okay, you start tearing down tent.
Yep.
I'll roll to take down a tent.
No need to roll. You're just doing it. After a short little bit, all of the tents are taken down, and the nomads begin to march. He says, "We move on to the next camp. Lest you die alone, Ariel's emissaries, you may march with us. May the goddess smile upon you greater than we are being smiled upon now." And they all begin to march. Are you following with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Has Harkus figured out that these are all some form of a test, and that perhaps, I guess what he's thinking is that perhaps this one is to survive the storm more than it is to do anything else. And so in the back of his head, as we begin to march, he's formulating a plan that if it gets too bad, our pop-up fortress is more than ample in size to house all of these people.
Very, very, very good thought.
I second that thought that I don't know anything about, or Cadillac doesn't know anything about. I think that's an excellent idea.
We have
Capital
idea.
A capital idea. Okay. Let me find the next map. One moment. Por favor. Because I can't seem to locate it
Or is that one of the things we don't have because it's a magic item?
Kenny Murray, you shut your mouth.
On my screen. Leonard.
Yep.
You start walking with everybody, and you still have your heating core, right?
Uh-huh.
Leonard, you notice for the very first time since you have been in the Icewind Dale and you made your heating core, you are cold. And you look inside, and you like tap it, and it's not working. And you throw the pelt around yourself to try to keep yourself warm, as you discover that, like, for the first time ever, you're cold.
I'm going to take the core out and throw it and shoot it with a firebolt.
As you do so, what do you use to shoot firebolts?
My firebolt wand.
Your firebolt what?
Wand. It's like my artificer wand.
Yeah, as you shoot a firebolt at it, you find nothing comes out of your wand. You just sort of... You got limp wand.
I'm going to try to cast Shocking Grasp, which is my other cantrip, and see if my fingers spark.
They do not.
Oh, lovely.
So cold, and it doesn't seem to be doing anything.
So cold that we walked right into an anti-magic field.
It's almost as if the entire storm is anti-magic. You all start walking. I think I've got you on the right screen now. Yes, you're on the right screen with the nomads walking through, and it's incredibly cold. You've been going now for a few hours, and things are getting kind of windy and kind of harsh. About an hour has passed. The first 8 hours, everything goes by fairly okay. As you're sort of walking and dragging, and not much has happened. But after about 8 hours, on the 9th hour of this journey, just walking through these dunes and pushing along here, you all have reached the limit of like what your Yeti pelts and multiple pelts that Harkus has stacked on you can do. And you find your knees starting to buckle, and Leonard, for the first time ever, is feeling cold. I need everybody to please make me a survival check, please. Or Constitution, no, a Constitution saving throw.
So Leonard's heating box
Doesn't seem to be working.
What does it run on? What is the
Magic.
element?
Artificer power.
Yeah, artificer.
Does Leonard have anything that might be combustible?
Let me look. I'm great at putting things into my inventory and awful at remembering them.
The tribe is continuing to walk, and you try to stop and look, and they are near leaving you behind. Everybody make me that Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh no, I thought that was a 20. That's terrible.
No.
Okay. Harkus, I got everybody's. Leonard. Okay, Leonard, you pass. Harkus and Yatara, both of you take a level of exhaustion, please.
Oh, sure.
You're not paralyzed, but level 1 exhaustion. I forgot that was still on a long time ago.
What are you doing? The tribe is continuing to move.
What's our visibility like, Jeff?
Very poor. In fact, as you've gone on, storm continues to worsen all around you.
I'm going to tell my rope of climbing to knot.
Okay, forms a knot.
So that there are large knots at 1 foot intervals along the rope. Five knotted, it shortens to a 50-foot length.
Okay.
And I'm going to have everybody hold on to it.
A good plan, sir.
Because if we can't see each other, I don't want somebody wandering off in the snow.
Yeah, good plan.
I would like to. I have a torch in my kit. I would like to take the torch out, and as we are walking, use my dragon's breath and try to ignite my torch with my dragon fire.
Yeah, you're able to do that. You get no. You try to blow dragon fire, and nothing comes out your mouth. Because that is magical dragon fire, and it don't come out.
Magical dragon fire.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
What?
Yep, they don't come out your mouth. You try to on it, and you find that you're just snuffed out by the cold.
Dragon, it's my feet.
Yep. Another hour has passed.
This is terrible.
As you're walking through this terrible cold, and I need everybody to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Jeff, are my artificings, are they magic or are they technology?
They're magical technology. They don't seem to be working.
Okay.
Zarya Cadillac, you and Zarya Cadillac, you both take a level of exhaustion. Arcus, you take a second level of exhaustion. Yatara, Leonard, you're okay.
Are we? I know that we are holding onto the rope, but is the tribe? Are they holding onto the rope as well? So we don't.
They're not. You can sort of see them still through the storm ahead of you, marching along.
You said
a couple of the tribe members have dropped dead in the snow, or have just dropped out in the snow, and the tribe is just leaving them.
So I saw. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I also have a rope. Can I suggest to them that they hold on, they take my rope and hold on to it as well, so we can all be tethered together?
Yeah, they do that. You're all tethered. There are still a few of them that have fall out, seemingly of exhaustion and death, and the chief of the tribe screams back, "Leave them," in common and in their tribal language. It's like Everest. Fall behind, you stay behind.
Fall behind, you become a mark on the path.
I saw Harkus try and fail to light his torch, and I'm going to attempt to light. I have a torch in my inventory as well. I want to attempt to light it with my tinderbox.
Make a survival check.
Okay.
You're able to do it.
I scream out, "Fire! I have fire! I'm wielder of fire!"
So, I'd like to take my torch over there and light it off of Cadillac's torch.
Hey, you have a lit torch. Another hour has passed. I need everybody to make me another Constitution saving throw.
I feel like we should take this one with advantage since we have a torch.
Cadillac. Okay. This time, Leonard, take a level of exhaustion. Yatara, take a level of exhaustion. Harkus, take a third level of exhaustion.
Oh no, this is terrible. Oh God.
Some of your speeds are cut in half, and you're starting to fall behind the rest of the tribe.
everyone's speed cut in half?
Nope. Speed cut in half is level 2 exhaustion.
Okay, so with level 1 exhaustion, can I lead the way with everyone tied to my magical rope, which has a carrying capacity of 3,000 pounds, to keep us up with the game?
Yeah. You can do that. Parkis's level of exhaustion gives him disadvantage on all attack and saving throws.
What might I have that would relieve a level of exhaustion besides sleep? Like nothing.
Another hour has passed along the trail, and the storm continues to get more intense.
While the storm intensifies, I say a prayer to Sylvanus to try to bless us in this hour of need.
As you try that, you find that there's just, you cannot feel Sylvanus's touch. It's like you were cut off.
Well, fiddlesticks.
Everybody roll another Constitution saving throw. This time DC 18.
Oh,
Just go ahead and put my exhaustion in here.
It's gonna hit me too.
Not even good.
Everybody takes a level of exhaustion.
Wait, you said a DC 18?
DC 18.
all right.
Oh, if this is not over soon, they're gonna be dragging my dead.
Parkis, you are nearly dragging yourself along, as you have never been so tired or beat down and exhausted as you have experienced here now.
If can Leonard's rope like lift me up and carry me?
It moves at 1 foot per second. So you can be dragged, you can hang on to it, and it can sort of drag you very slowly.
Just wondering, maybe I take a little nap.
Can I help him with my level of exhaustion?
Yeah, what's your level?
2.
Yes. Second level of exhaustion, just your speed is halved. You're walking half pace.
Okay. I'm trying to help you, Harkus. This isn't a good place to take a nap, Harkus. Just a little while longer.
The chieftain of the tribe, Gerund, screams back, "Almost there, men!" You see more and more of the tribe of barbarians falling out near death, dropping along the way, not receiving aid as you all drag yourselves along. One more hour has passed. Everybody roll me a Constitution saving throw. DC 20.
Should just go ahead and mark my exhaustion.
Yep.
Oh!
Cadillac Granite Guns, you save. Everybody else take a level of exhaustion. Harkus, your speed is 0. You collapse down onto the ground, unable to move. Jurand King looks over at all of you as you collapse at the base and says, "We arrive. We make camp here." And you find yourself in a cleared basin. You hear a voice through the winter air that says, "Zarya, the enormous." What's your level of exhaustion, Cadillac?
It still remains at 2.
Cadillac, you 3 have passed the test. And all of a sudden, the area around you turns bright white again. And everything disappears as you see the nomads starting to set up a camp in this area But you all vanish, disappear, and you find yourselves back in a familiar place, a place you've been before, back in the dungeons of Grimscape. As you fall down on your knees, back in the dungeons, Cadillac, or Harkus, so exhausted you're almost incapable of movement. Your levels of exhaustion all remain as you have arrived and near collapse on the floor here. As you arrive back just gasping for air, some of you experiencing cold for the first time ever, Ukuma the Walrus sticks his head around the corner and looks in on all of you and says, "I didn't know you started doing them again. Welcome back. It's good to see all of you. I hope you did well. I heard that a few of you passed. Some of you didn't do as good." He looks at the collapsed Harkus and the near collapsed Yatara and says, "Some of you didn't seem to do quite as good. But you, Zarya, you, Leonard, and you, Cadillac, I heard you did good." And then you hear a woman's voice echo through the chambers and says, "Exist as long as you can, by whatever means you can. Only by enduring can you outlast your enemies." And with that, gentlemen, we'll wrap it up for the evening. One final test of the Frostmaiden remains, as you've returned back to Grimscale, having conquered the tests of perspiration and endurance. Preservation and endurance. The test of isolation remains before you. Exhausted, battered, and bruised, you return.
This philosophy just sounds more and more appealing to Leonard. He's gotten a long way through resilience, and if I don't know, like, I don't know. I think Leonard is having a real struggle with
Is the Frostmaiden good?
alignment.
Am I on the Frostmaiden side?
Well, definitely not on the like evil is evil, and I get that, but it seems very practical so far, and we saved a little kid. Like,
I will say that it would be really interesting from a storytelling perspective if Ariel wasn't just like blatantly, pure black evil. If there was a bit of context here where, obviously we're on the opposing side, but like there is a sound logic, like a sort of a gray logic to Ariel's intentions here.
There is.
That from a perspective, from a certain perspective, you could get behind.
There is a gray logic. I like that
idea.
But there is a gray logic to her.
That is incompatible with Cadillac's worldview, but I could easily see having a worldview, though, where you could very easily go,
Leonard is very in the,
Ariel believes in the preservation of the natural world and preservation of the world. Ariel believes that the humans that are here are destroying the natural world, and she seeks to preserve its beauty and its existence. She believes in that there is like power and strength in enduring toils and challenges and surviving, and that the most important thing is to survive above all and to conquer your enemies. So that's what she's doing, essentially. She's conquering her enemies, surviving above all, and seeking to preserve the world. Now, preserving the world is by locking it in a never-ending winter, and she's going to freeze it into eternal preservation.
Sounds like she's mainly in it for the survival of Ariel.
But
yeah,
very
don't
interesting.
Love it. Don't love the cold, but like I kind of like some of it. I don't know. I'm conflicted. We'll see where that lands. I don't think it'll go anywhere.
It's interesting. I hope you guys had a good time. The challenges, what I think is interesting about these challenges is that you guys are a very, very powerful D&D party right now. You're high enough level to like challenge a god at Mortal Kombat. But these challenges come at you sideways. Like, that guy wasn't interested in fighting you at all. And if you hadn't protected the child, he would have gone in there and murdered that child in a single swing because you weren't going to be able to kill him in one round. And you would have lost that entire thing because he would have just run in there with those two giant blades and hacked that child to pieces.
Oh, that invisibility was clutch.
No, it was. It for certain was, because like you guys weren't going to be able to take him out in a single round.
I was going to pick him up and fly him away. That's
a good strategy. Like you had to come up with a strategy that is different than like I hit this with my hammer. Right? You guys are a really powerful D&D party, and the challenge you just went through has left you, some of you, near death through a snowstorm that you've never encountered anything quite like it before.
Hey, that walrus is going to get the mage hand somewhere else next time.
I'm glad you had fun. I hear that the challenges are challenging. That's why they call them challenges. I hope you guys had a good time. We'll see you next week there will be the last challenge of Real, and then I suppose getting off the island and figuring out what what lies behind the chambers and where the codicil is kept. There's also that chamber with the dwarvish runes on it with the two female frost giants on the front that you haven't ever looked at. So there's that.
That's true.
But that's more to explore next time when we return next week on Rime of the Frostmaiden. Good night, everybody. We'll see you all then.
Night, everyone.